We read in the Parsha about Bilam giving a bracha to Klal Yisrael. Though initially he wanted to curse Klal Yisrael, Hashem did not allow him. He withheld him, and he expressed himself in the most positive way. And he had said, Mimona Afar Yaakov. Is it possible to compute the dust of Yaakov? What is this referring to? So Rashi, according to one interpretation on the Medrash, Afa Yaakov in Cheshbon b'mitzvah shemekayim ba'ofer. There's numerous mitzvahs that we fulfill with dust, with dirt, with earth. Lo sachru shel b'chamor. You're not permitted to plow with two species. Lo sizra kilayim. You're not permitted to plant to cross the species, crossbreed species. Efa pora, the ash of the paraduma, afar sota, the spectred adulteress, the process. You take some of the dust of the sanctuary floor, you intermingle it with the water, with the obliterated, rid of the sota. Chiyotza, multiple mitzvahs, which are what? Which are related to the dust, to the dirt, to the earth. I mean, how is this something special? How is he praising Klal Yisrael? You would think that something like dirt, dust, what's its value? What's its value? Has no value. Yet the Torah tells us, in terms of the way we process things, the way we evaluate things, doesn't mean anything. A person has a penny, which doesn't have much value, and you give it to a poor man, you merit eternity. You take endless amounts of money and you put it into a financial investment. It may have a financial return, but in terms of eternity, it has no relevance to eternity. You take something mundane, something material, and you utilize it in a certain context, it generates something which is infinite. Something which has unlimited value in the material, and you leave it in the material, it has limited value. And innately, it has no value. Here, dust is nothing more lowly than dust. It's something that you would discard. It's refuse, whatever it may be. And yet the Torah says you could take this and you have an impurity that cannot be released under any circumstance unless you take the ash of the red heifer and you follow a procedure. Or to determine whether a woman committed adultery or not, it either brings about a miracle in the positive or in the negative. How's it possible? So we see that the material has no value unto itself, but rather it's how it's applied and how God says you utilize the material. That determines its value. It doesn't determine its value. This is what he's amazed. Here, the nations of the world, as Esav said, when he saw the gift that Yaakov had sent him, which was a very valuable gift, the herds, the flocks, and he says, what is this all about? So he says, it's for you. He says, but I nearly have it all. Esav was a very wealthy man. Yaakov says, but I have it all. Esav nearly had it all, because if you engage in the material, there's no end to it. But if you engage in the spiritual, as long as you meet the criteria of the spiritual list, you do all you can do, then you have it all. And if God chooses to give you more, that means you have greater responsibility. So regardless of what its innate value is or what its material value is, it's the application of one's life which determines true value.